Let's see, there was also a question as to, if you're no longer taking it for credit, is attendance required? No, attendance isn't required because you're not getting a grade. It is strongly encouraged. And there was another question about, do you need to have your group pick today? And we'll probably get into that in the slides in a few minutes. But the idea today is, what we're doing right now is to help you pick. So you're not expected to know what you're doing yet. You're not required to know what you're doing yet. You're expected to know it fairly soon. I think, Frank, are you or Olivia or somebody taking over at this point, or do you want me to keep talking?
I can take over from here. We're going to jump straight into project pitches. So, it looks like, could you quick refresh the page actually?
Refresh it.
Extra.
Man, you guys are working late. I just pulled this up a little bit ago.
Yeah, very own Steven, the coordinator. So.
Okay. Maybe you want to explain. I don't know if we have it or not, but maybe do we explain Monday too, or Tuesday? Sorry, what's going on the next couple of days.
Yeah, we have that right.
Okay.
Right after Steven's project.
You said you were going right into pitches, and you got me scared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna get
better
through all of these. Perfect. We have 14 projects here. So if you are presenting today, it's going to be very similar to last week. Professor Turner is going to go through the slides. I'm going to be introducing each slide and just give your pitch for about a minute or so. And at the end, we'll have announcements. So just keep an idea of who comes before you, so you can be prepared to just unmute yourself and hop in. And remember, please keep yourself muted if you are not talking. So we're going to start off with the Hotbox.
Oh, like this is just all memes.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
You're coming through good.
All good.
Okay. So, hi everyone. I'm Bill. My project partner is Sammy. He is also on the call, I believe.
Hi.
So the Hotbox is an interesting project idea that I came up with in the couple of weeks before the couple of weeks of school before we had presentations today. So essentially, I got the idea from existing websites that are already online. There are websites that allow you to upload photos, and you're able to add different sort of photo effects that you can clearly see displayed on the slide, including saturation, noise, distortion, stretching, and in many cases, laser eyes. So what we're planning on doing is expanding that functionality to different forms of mediums. So in which case, we're thinking about adding an option for audio and video as well. It will be, I'm planning on the stack being consisting of AWS for hosting and distributed computing, Docker for containerizing each client's video or audio. We're going to be using HTML and CSS and maybe React for the front end, and we're going to be using Golang for the back end. So the plan is we're going to be completing the front end in late September, video and audio processing in late October, containerization in mid-November, and then deployment will be early December. One of the cool things that I wanted to go over was one of the extra plans that I have for this project is if it's possible, we can sort of write up a computer vision engine where it detects eyes in the video. If it is a video, it detects eyes in the video and places laser eyes accordingly, which will be a very fun component of the project and very difficult as well. So hopefully we can get some more people on it. Of course, like it may look like our project is largely a joke, but a lot of the technology that will go into it is very complex, even though it is still a tool that will be used for fun. So, any questions?
So I'll just throw out that Facebook was just a joke, but it did okay for a couple people, right?
Great, thank you. And Professor, are you recording?
Let me check. Yes, I am. I'm recording from OBS, not from
Gotcha.
So.
Gotcha. Okay, great. Next up is Adlock News.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brendan. I am pitching my project, Adlock News. Adlock News is a proof of concept for generating personalized recommendations for users without storing any of their data in a centralized database. So basically, the user is the only one who has access to their data. This is done using Blockstack, which has already been implemented and is a cool new technology. What I'd like to do is develop a newsfeed website that's similar to like Apple News or Google News, but where users would be served personalized recommendations based on previous articles they've read, and that would be done using the data that they've stored in a decentralized manner. We'll be using MERNstack for storing article data and providing articles to the front end. If people want to join, you can just contact me. My email's below. I'm looking for a couple new members. Yeah. Are there any questions? If you're passionate about user privacy, I'd love to have you.
Great. If anyone does have questions, please reach out to everyone on Discord. That's how we'll just get through the slides quickly. But thank you.
All right.
And next up, we have Temperature. Full name.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew. Temperature is going to be an application that recommends music and creates playlists based on user Spotify listening history and the weather of that day. The reason why I wanted to do this is I had a bunch of like playlists, like for rainy day, like a summer playlist and stuff like that. And I'd rather just have something else do it for me. So Spotify only, tracks up to the past 50 songs that you listen to on that. So we were going to start with developing a web front end for users to sign up and gather data based on their location. We were thinking about initially using zip code. And then we're going to store that data in an SQL server in addition to the weather data.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to pin myself.
Good.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we're going to get around to making a model that recommends the music and creates playlists people based on the audio features that Spotify has for each individual song, including tempo, loudness, energy, and then there's like instrumentalness as well. There's like, I think maybe 25 different audio features that each song has involved with it. For the stack, we're going to be using Python and Pandas for like main web scraping utilities, SQL for the server, React and Flask for the front end, and either PyTorch or sklearn for the model. We're looking for anyone of any experience possible for it. And if you're interested in joining, just contact me on my RPI email, which is router.a2@rpi.edu.
Great. Next up, we have Sage.
Hello, am I coming through?
Yep.
Okay, my name's James. I'm a sophomore computer science major. So my plan for this semester is called Sage. It'd be a comprehensive business and consumer analytics tool for custom data visualization. An abundance of data exists online. If you've ever heard the term of big data, that's kind of what I'm talking about. And I believe there's an industry demand for a community-driven service for consolidating, monitoring, and analyzing information from the level of large corporations to the average consumer. So my project will be following the Open SaaS model, the software as a service. It would be offered as a free, in both senses of the word, service for anyone who needs it. And the basic idea of how it works is similar to, if you've heard of like Microsoft Power BI, it'd be kind of like that. It would accept data endpoints like REST, RSS, OData, or even like a spreadsheet. And it would retrieve and consolidate the data for you. The user can create custom dashboards. The service would handle keeping the data up to date. And users can then publish their dashboards, make them public or private with varying levels of visibility. Some examples of use cases would be like a company that wants to keep its sales team up to date on monthly statistics, or a club organization wants to advertise its membership over time. Or you could even give it your own API that provides news, weather, stock information. And it would just be generally a convenient tool for distributing real-time data in an easy-to-digest format. And so the technologies that I plan to use for this, it would be a web service. And the front end would be React and Redux. The back end would be Node.js. The database would be in MongoDB, and the server would be in Nginx. We could possibly make it like an Electron app in the future, but that's probably more long-term. And these technologies are flexible depending on, you know, my team, like who joins and what their experience is. So I'm just looking for anyone who's interested in this project, thinks it has some potential, and you can contact me at my email at crovoj@rpi.edu. Thank you.
Great. Note, if anyone's having trouble seeing the slides, we posted a link to them in the WebEx chat and the Discord slides channel. Next up, we have Submiti.
Okay, hi everybody. So I'm Steph, and I'm a developer for Submiti. So I'm sure you're all familiar with it, but it's a course management, assignment, submission, and grading system hosted on GitHub. And our project manager is Professor Cutler. It's been an RCOS project since 2014. So if you want to look more into the key features and how to get set up as a developer, you can always visit submiti.org. So some helpful skills to have for joining would be any experience of web development, testing or continuous integration, Git or documentation. And our tech stack includes PHP, SQL, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and Python. So yeah, not to scare you away, so feel free to reach out to us regardless of your experience, but we will expect on average 10 hours a week for new developers. And over the summer, we had some Google Summer of Code students, so we worked on peer grading, WebSockets, and a progressive web app. But for this semester, some plans include working on polling to replace iClickers in the remote setting, as well as improving our office hours queue. We also wanted to improve peer grading because we first tested that over the summer. Like, we actually rolled it out to classes. And then WebSockets, we want to improve that for the discussion forum and the manual TA grading interface, and as well as just more testing and continuous integration. And that includes like site end-to-end test, PHP and its test Travis checks, and like VPAT accessibility improvements. So yeah, we're looking for 2 to 4 new developers. And remember, we expect like about 10 hours of commitment each week. And if you're interested, you can visit our GitHub list of issues and pick 3 to 5 that interest you, and email cutler@cs.rpi.edu. So thank you, and I hope I see some new faces.
Thank you. Up next is Insomnia Dialogue System.
Hi, I'm William Lyons. I'm a GSAT student. Now I'm going to pitch the Insomnia Dialogue System. It is a node-based customizable dialogue system for the Unity game engine that I've been working on kind of on and off for the past year. I've been planning to make it open source since the start, but with RCOS, I think I want to make sure that I can both put in the effort to make it open source and put in the effort to take the time to make it as good as possible. I want to make sure that it's as robust, customizable, and easy to use as possible. So far, in the past year of working on it, I've created a pretty simple node-based dialogue system where each node contains different pieces of information: text, speaker, destinations, other pieces of data. And the goal in RCOS is to restructure the node system entirely to try and simplify things for both editing as a writer and for implementing it as a programmer, and moving away from systems within Unity like the player pref system. I also want to try and integrate the external file writer into the Unity editor. I want to try and get some in-depth documentation, and as long as I have the extra help, try and implement this system for other game engines and frameworks like the Unreal Engine and Monogame. And that's specifically what I'm looking for if anybody wants to join on this project. Somebody who is well-versed in programming and programming UI in the Unreal Engine, and anyone who's experienced in things like Monogame or Phaser.
Thank you. Next up, we have Exalander.
Hi. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
I hope that it works. Okay, great. So I'm Sneha Ranjit. I'm a sophomore CS major, and my project is called Exalander, which is basically a mashup of calendar and exams. So the purpose of it is basically to have like a calendar with all the deadlines for all on dates for all homework, quizzes, and all of that for all classes in one place. Because otherwise, what you would have to do is like go to your professor's page or whatever, find 4 different schedules for it, and it kind of gets annoying. So I figured, why not make a website that can do all of that? All you would have to do in theory is just log in, and it would automatically have like a list of all the classes you're in and all of the deadlines or whatever you've got. In terms of like experience, I've listed like SQL, SQL, or whatever you call that, Python, C, HTML, C++, but these are like languages that I'm familiar with, so I figured I could probably write a program with that. If you've got a better idea, or if you just want to help out, please let me know. I think my email and my Discord are on the slide, so yeah, that's my project. Thank you for your time.
Very cool. Next up, we have Dorm Design.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. My name is Graham. I'm a sophomore CS major. So dorm design, not that, but anyways, the previous slide. There we go. So dorm design, I thought of it because me and my roommate, well, actually roommates, we were looking for something to synchronize how we were planning for moving in together, especially now that we are all away. It would be nice to have a tool that could synchronize how we're going to design the room, as well as who's going to bring what in the room. So there's 2 aspects of it. There's the room designer. It's almost like a level editor, but catered towards the RPI dorms and apartments. And using that, you can design the room so that when you have to, bring things, you'll know what will fit, what won't fit, all that. And then also the second half of it is a synchronized list. And previously, for my freshman year, we used a Google Sheet, which worked, but it wasn't catered towards what we were going to do, assigning who's going to bring what, how much of what. So that's another real-time solution for deciding who's going to bring what, how much, and stuff like that. So the stack for it is going to be React, and the level editor itself, or room editor, is going to be Canvas, some solution with Canvas, maybe another library like 2JS or something, and HTML5. On the back end, we're going to have Go. We're going to use Echo, which is a web framework. And for the real-time database, we're going to use Rethink Database, which is similar to the real-time database of Firebase, but it's open source. So I opted for this one. And if you are interested, please either message me on Discord or email me at the given email. I'm not sure how many developers we need. The scope of the project right now is on the smaller side, but if you're interested in ideas, or if you want to like testing, because I only have so many devices, if you're interested in that, please contact me.
Great, thanks. Next up, we have RPI Housing Finder.
Hi. So dorm design is an awesome project, but you need a housing finder in order to design your room. So if you go on the RPI Reddit, and the most popular form will be how do I find a place with a 2-to-1 bathroom ratio? So the current place for students, which is a search engine for off-campus housing, is really tedious because you have to scroll the list one by one in order to find the appropriate one. So let's build a housing finder engine so that you can find a place that's adjacent to the academic building and put the bathroom ratio and other criteria into one central location. I'll keep it concise. So language I'm thinking is HTML, CSS, and Python. And backend I'm thinking is SQL. So if anybody is interested, you can find me on Discord.
Awesome, thanks. Next up, we have Spiral Football Stats.
Hello. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. My name is Ryan. I'm a junior here at RPI. And 2 years ago, my brother invited me into his fantasy football league. I knew nothing about it. And then within 2 months, I could tell you whatever you needed to know. It's something that really pulls you in. If you've never heard of it, I'd say give it a try. If you have heard of it, you might know what I'm talking about. For this web app that I want to make, I just want an all-in-one place for fantasy football, where to get the news, where to get what data you might want to know, if someone's injured or not. And I want it to be, when I'm creating it, I would like it to be inviting the new players and have data analytics where if you're looking for something specific, you can find it. The stack, also going to keep it simple: HTML, Bootstrap, Python Flask, maybe React. I've heard of it. I've never worked with it personally, but it seems very interesting. If anyone's interested, my email's on the top and also my Discord. Feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you. Next up, we have Lavender Programming Language.
There we go. Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
All right. So if I had to describe this in one sentence, it would be Lavender is an experimental, declarative, strongly typed functional programming language without a garbage collector. It has a Hindley-Miller-based type system. Its syntax is inspired by Haskell, and this is actually the third iteration of it, and it's implemented in Rust this time. The first one was in Java, and the second one was in C. So hopefully this third one will actually get off the ground. I'm taking it into RCOS this semester because I think it actually has potential this time. I've been working on it before this semester outside of RCOS. The tokenizer and parser have already been mostly implemented. This semester, I'm looking for a small number of people to so we can work together on the type checking and inference and bytecode generation, as well as better error detection and adding some of the last few features. I'm looking for a small number of people who are interested in programming language design or have experience in that area, or anyone who's just interested in how designing a programming language works. Familiarity with Rust is a plus. It's not strictly required, but it will help you understand the implementation better. You can contact me at talia/#5635 on Discord or email at the given address. If you want to see the code that already exists, you can go to that link at the bottom of the slide, and that will take you to the third iteration.
Thank you. Next up, we have UseCloudFS.
Hello, my name is Marth, and my project idea is UseCloudFS. Really important, or a really big part of some React apps is using cloud platforms. And I've noticed that there's different APIs for basically every cloud platform. So one goal of this is to unify them all. I'm going to expose a controller interface where people can potentially implement their own controller for different platforms. But I'll also implement my own for the major ones. So, for example, I'm planning on doing Firebase and AWS Amplify. So in a single line, you'll be able to switch between these two cloud platforms without having to change anything in your code. Additionally, it'll provide you a lot of features that would take a lot of time. So, for example, getting live updates when files are added and removed from a storage platform is very tedious because they don't provide that information automatically. So I plan on using a lot of bundled frameworks or platforms that are bundled with your storage platform to provide this functionality. So what you'll learn, mainly React and TypeScript development. I'm really passionate about React. So if you're even interested in learning about React or helping me with this project, feel free to contact me.
Thank you. Next up, we have UsedCarData Playground.
So Frank, do you have the, you don't have the audio for that, right?
Oh, God. No, I do not have it queued up.
Okay. Here, I think I have it. Let me make sure that this plays.
Hello everyone, my name is Hong Yu. The project name is Use.
Okay, before I go on, could you guys hear that?
No.
No. That was... Okay.
We can post the link in the slides channel.
I could hear it very plainly. Let me just... I'll up my volume and I will use my headset. Or I will up my volume and put my headset... Actually, I think I can just put my headset over my microphone. Let's see if this works.
Hello everyone, my name is Hong Yu. The project name is UsedCarData Playground, and this project is an online open source data science project. The main purpose of this project is to analyze the used car data and understand the used car industry. The tech stack for this project is mainly focused on the Python. During the Arch, I was using Jupyter Notebook to finish this project. And for this semester, we are looking to use Django to deploy this website. So the libraries we are going to use include Scrappy, Django, Pandas, Scikit-learn, and so on. I have been working on this project during the Arch, so I have accomplished my goal and draw some conclusion, such as I have concluded a naive supply curve of the industry in New York State, and the visualization of the price, supply, and demand of the used car. Also, I have scrapped the data from car gurus. The goals for this semester include find more regressor for the used car price prediction, deploy this project using Django, scrap the data into the database, or move the scrapper to a cloud server. And there are more stuff to do, and the stuff we can do for the project is not limited to what I have listed on this slide. And if you are interested in this project, please feel free to message me on Mattermost or send me an email. Thank you.
Okay, before we move on from that, first off, I apologize for the owie. That's what happens when you turn all of your amplification all the way up. And the second thing, this project ran this summer, and it was coded up in a Jupyter Notebook, really nicely done, nice use of literate programming with interspersed data analysis and text describing it. It looks like a really good project, and you know, if you guys are interested, I would second Hongyi's request. Contact him. It's pretty cool. He's not available to present today because he's in Shanghai, which is a little bit. I think it's like 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning right now. So, all right. So if you particularly if you're in a different time zone, this is a good one. Anyway, we can move on from there. I'm done talking.
Great. And can you repin yourself? Looks like it switched. Next up, we will have paper, which will be the final pitch.
Okay, can you hear me good?
Yep.
All right, so I'm last because I came up with this project about an hour ago. But I've been thinking about it for about 6 months. So Taper is a unified dot file management system. If you're a Linux or Unix user, all those little dot files that you use to configure tmux, your terminal shell, everything, based on nothing. I don't like having all those files being in separate formats, in separate places, littered around. So the concept of Taper is there's a single source of truth, one config file written in DAL that gets converted to all the other formats, fills in all your data, and you can just be happy because you only have one file to edit, one file to version control that you can share across multiple machines. I'm looking for 1 to 2 members who are experienced with Rust, Unix or Linux, Git. I'd be open to looking at other programming languages than Rust. One caveat is it has to support DAL, where there's only like 5 languages that do currently. So yeah, this project is probably going to be moving very fast. So if you're up for either learning really quick or you know these technologies already, I'd be very happy to work with you. My info's in the bottom right. Give me an email. All right, thanks.
Thank you. And for the last few minutes, we just have a couple of important announcements for how we're moving forward. And thank you to everyone who just pitched. That went really smoothly. So next class, what are we doing? Later today, we'll be creating text channels for all the projects that pitched, or all the projects total. We'll make sure that they have, they're synced with Mattermost, so they'll also exist in Mattermost. There, we're going to ask anyone who's looking for projects to ask questions of the project leads. And we're going to ask all the project leads who pitched projects to use those channels to interact with everyone and answer questions. That will be done over the weekend. And then our next class meeting, which is Tuesday, we'll have the first couple minutes of the meeting be, we'll create Discord voice channels for everyone who can use that, where we'll ask the project leads to hop in if they're available at that time and answer questions a little more similarly to how we would do it if we were all in person. That will comprise project pairing, and hopefully that's when you will find the project that you'll be working on for the semester, or at the very least a preliminary choice. And the next day, on Wednesday, I believe is the next slide or so, we're going to ask you to submit the project that you've chosen, that you've agreed with the project lead to join. So what does this mean for everyone going forward? In an hour or so, hopefully less, we'll have those text channels up. If you're a project lead, keep track of those. We're not expecting you to be there 24/7, but just answer questions as you can over the weekend. Project members, please use those channels. If there are projects that you saw were interesting, reach out there. Remember, all of the slides that everyone pitched are in the slides channel. And if you are a project that has enough members already, you can start thinking about your proposal, which, on the next slide, please, is going to look something like on the right. Here's a sample one from YAX in 2017. And a proposal is simply a document. You can submit a Google Doc. That'd be easiest, where you just list your project name, your description, the team members, and some goals and milestones for the semester. We're going to give more detail on the exact formatting of this on the next meeting. It's around 1 to 2 pages, but the list on the left is the minimum of what you need. We're not going to be holding you to this, so it's not like if you put any milestones here, we're going to give you a C if you don't reach them. This is just that we kind of get you to start organizing and thinking about what you're aiming to do for the semester. Okay, next slide. This has to be done by everyone taking RCOS for course credit. We're going to post a form to collect these, and you'll collaborate with your team to create this proposal. It's not like every single team member has to create a separate proposal. Again, we're going to expand on this on Tuesday. I was looking on the server and some questions people had. Make sure that you sign up for RCOS and set the number of credits what you'd like. So once you register for the class, you can actually click on the number of credits and change it. I believe you can also set it to 0 if you want to take it for this experience. So we prefer 3 to 4. If you have scheduling issues, such as you can't go above the cap, you can set it to lower. If you do want to go over and you're having issues with that, reach out to Professor Turner or any of the coordinators, and we'll direct you to where to go for that. And that is it. So now we'll try to take attendance.
Do we have the Ian Steinstra? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you want to present today, or I don't? We didn't get your slide in the.
It's okay. I can just go now. I can just put the slide in the town square.
Okay.
All right. Cool. All right. Hey everyone. My name is Ian Steinstra. I just graduated from RPI in the spring. I was the project manager for an RCOS project called Therapy Now, which aimed at creating a web service for college students to anonymously message each other for emotional support. It's a form of peer support that would be connected through the counseling center and peer counselors at RPI. Before any RPI students can start using the service, we need to conduct a research study. Fortunately, our research study has already been accepted by the Institutional Review Board, and we are now looking for participants for it. The overall study takes a max 1 hour. It probably is going to take less than that. You can participate completely online, so you don't have to be on campus. As a previous RCOS project, I thought it would be great to get participants from RCOS to help us out. We need around 50 participants, and we're only at 5 now, so we could really use some help. I feel like this service can be really helpful for students right now, given how stressful everything is, given the state of the world. So by participating, you'd be greatly helping us in providing this service to all RPI students. If you're interested in participating, please email Elena Barth on the flyer that I'll post on the town square, and which I'll post on Mattermost. But yeah, that's it. Thank you. Please think about participating. It's probably going to take 45 minutes out of your time at some point. So please email Elena if you want to join in for it. All right. Thank you.
So just to throw that out, or just to throw this out, IRBs are institutional review boards that are designed to protect you guys and make sure that research is done ethically. That's great. The hard part about them is that they do delay research. So, Ian could really use our help. It's an RCOS project. It's one of our projects. So, please, please help out if you can. The venue code is up. I don't know what's going on with my friend Chrome, but it seems like it's working fine, and my other friend Firefox. So we're up now. And if you do need to, here we go. Use Submiti. Last meeting's keyword was pitch. This one is pick, as in, just pasted it into the chat, as in pick a project. With an exclamation point. Exclamation points are always necessary when we're talking about picking your project. Put this in a file, upload it to Submiti. I got that put together while we were talking on another machine. And yeah, I think that is what we need to talk about for today. I guess one more thing. I did send out, I will send out an announcement in what do you call it, in Discord or Mattermost or whatever it is, about this is the wrong window. There is a hackathon going on right now. I will push it into the window into Discord so you guys can see it if you want to attend. It seems like an interesting little thing. You should be okay. Yeah, I'm seeing errors or issues with Submiti with Venue. So if there's a problem with Venue, if you have a problem logging into Venue, please contact Ethan Witten. People who joined RCOS late or people who haven't formally joined may not have the ability to log in right now. We actually have to put you in manually. We're not like Submiti. We don't have the class list downloaded automatically from the registrar. So if you aren't in our list of people who are authorized, then CAS will kick you back out to the main menu. So please just DM Ethan and he'll get you installed, or email him, I guess. You can use this code. You can watch the video on Venue. I'll get that uploaded shortly, or you can submit pick ! In a file to Submiti. Any of those ways will work. Frank, Olivia, Kate, Stephen, anything else you want to say? Or are we done?
That's everything from my end. Remember,
I think that's all.
Okay. All right, guys. Please spend some time looking over the slides. The slides are all posted. The video will be posted. Watch this as many times as you need to find a really cool project. And if in the meantime you come up with a really cool project, let us know. We probably have just about enough if everybody joins if 4 or 5 people join every project, but it's never bad to have a few extras coming in. All right. Thank you so much. And these will all be posted shortly. And enjoy the rest of your weekend.
See you, everyone.